Hey everyone, it's Taylor here today. We recently celebrated my oldest daughter's 8th birthday with a llama-themed birthday party. We had so much fun with all the party decorations, and I'm sharing lots of the details on my blog. But today I want to walk you through how I create a whole stack of cards to give as thank you notes to all of her little friends. We'll be using the llama from the Look Who's Talking stamp set, and then we have the Look Who's Talking dies that coordinate with the stamps. I'll also be using the Whole Llama Llove sentiment set. I have the Llama Just Say, You Are So Fabulous that we'll be using on the card. Then I have the Let's Talk Edger 2 die set so that I can make my llama have a cute little talk bubble. And I'll be using the Confetti Toss stencil in the background. So let's get started with this set of cards. I'll be giving you lots of different tips and tricks throughout on how to mass produce. So my first tip is to get all of your cutting done. Cut every piece you're going to need to cut, including your card bases. I'm scoring those at 4 1/4, and I decided to make a square card for this. There's not a lot for an 8-year-old to write inside of a card, so I thought a square card would be a good amount for her to write a little thank you to her friends. Here I have pixie spray on my Confetti Toss stencil. I like to spray that and then wave it around just a little bit until it gets a little bit tacky on the back. That's going to keep it down on my cardstock while I do my blender brushing. You can see I arranged that stencil a little bit down from the top edge. My talk bubble is going to end up covering up that line across the top, but I just wanted a little bit more of that confetti towards the bottom. Now I have the llama in my mini Misty here, and I'm going to stamp that down onto the grid paper. Then I'm going to take my negative die cut piece and arrange that, taping it over the top so I can easily place all of my die cut pieces inside. This is mocha ink that I'm stamping with onto toffee cardstock, and you can see that it's super easy to do 10 of these all at one time. Now, I did do this off screen, a little bit of fussy cutting. I wanted to apply white eyes to the llamas. So I'm just adding liquid glue to the eyes, and then I have a little bit of Embelly Jelly on a stick here. Embelly Jelly is an awesome pick and place tool that I've been using for years. I know there are lots of those out there, but this is still my pick and place tool of choice. Then I have here my Copic marker that I'm just adding a little bit of detail, coloring in the nose, and a little bit of shading around the ears. And now I want to start and show you a quick and easy coloring technique called whitewashing. I have here a water pen. It just has plain water in it, and then I have smooshed some sugar cube ink over the top of an acrylic block. You can see I can just pick up that ink then directly off of the acrylic block and paint it onto my toffee cardstock. It gives a nice fun look to those llamas. Now I have my talk bubbles that I'm going to arrange with the sentiments. I've placed my llama about where I want him to make sure that I don't overlap my sentiments at all. I'm going to place those down, pick them up, and then I'll be stamping onto the grid paper just to make sure that I have them lined up straight. You can see they're straight across those grid lines, so I'm ready to go, placing my talk bubbles right up into that top corner and stamping them over and over and over. Once all of my coloring and stamping is finished, it's time for assembly. So I have here my favorite adhesive. This is just the Scotch adhesive dot roller that I will add to the back of each of those pieces and place them over the scallop, putting the talk bubble up at the top. Now when that's finished, it's time to add the llamas. I like to do this all at one time, so I'll flip all of them over, add my adhesive to each of them, and then I will take the backing off of all of the pieces of adhesive, and then it's time to add them to the bottom left of that card. I just like this assembly line way of doing it. I feel like it's a little bit quicker than doing every step over and over. So once that's finished, we can add that scalloped piece to the card base. Again, with the Scotch adhesive dot roller in my case, just adding those to each of the card bases. And then after that's finished, we'll be adding a little sparkle. So I can't leave well enough alone sometimes. I have to just add a little bit of something extra. So here I've dumped out some of the Snow Flurry sequins, and I'm adding liquid adhesive, three parts per card. And then I'm just going to use, again, my Embelly Jelly to pick those up and place them onto the dots of glue that I put down onto my background. And you can see you get a nice sparkly, just a little something extra on each of those cards. I'll finish the rest of the cards here, and then I also had to decorate the inside of the card, so I have a little something to show you on the inside. I'll be using a different stamp for this. It says, "Thanks so much," and I'd like to also put the llama on the inside. So I'm stamping the llama tone on tone with Cookie Monster ink, and then I have the "Thanks so much" that I'm stamping there at the top. So when those are all finished, my cards are absolutely done. And really, it didn't take too long with the assembly line and my different mass production tips. So I hope you'll try some of these things in your craft room. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com.